What's up, everyone? This is Dyana Rozay. Welcome to the channel. Come on in, come on in. Hey, everybody. We are here. I had to do an impromptu live, man. There's been so much news coming out today. Oh my God. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, chat. What is up? What is up? What is up? Hey, Linda Gamble. Hey, Karen. Hey, Kicking It with Courtney. Hey, Kelly, Pamela, LaWanda. What is up? What is up? Cindy. Hey, 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 y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the platform. We are here to talk about all the craziness that went down today. Listen, we are only in April, right? This is the middle of April. I know this is supposed to be the year of truth, right? The beginning of the year of truth, because everything after that, y'all, is I think we're under this veil for 23 years. Okay. Hey, Pamela, I appreciate you for blessing the channel. Thank you for becoming a member. Okay, you're rocking with Dyana Rozay. Thank you so very much for becoming a member. I'm actually thinking about going live or going to the membership later on tonight because we still got things to talk about, child. But we're going to get it started with a couple of things. You guys saw the thumbnail, though. We got Marceau on here, Andy Cohen. We got Melody, Sheree. We're going to talk about them along with a few others, child, because I was really trying to get that thumbnail together as quickly as possible. I have 100 of you in here so far, so make sure that you hit the like button on your way in. You can hit the dislike button if you like. Just hit a button, okay? And also subscribe to the channel. You don't have to like everything I say, but I am trying to be fair and I appreciate all of your comments. Okay, so we'll talk about it. But y'all know that it has been rumored for the last 2 days or so that Andy Cohen has, been given the boot over there at Bravo. Let's see what you guys are saying right now. Come on in. Perhaps Andy. What did you say here? Perhaps Andy can replace him. Oh, are you referring to replacing Carlos? Andy can replace Carlos. Maybe that's why CK was constantly reviewing them already. But Mel will bring the millimeters to Bravo. Well, listen, let's talk about it, child. Let's talk about it. So there has been rumors. Y'all know that there is a class action lawsuit. Let's start there. There's a class action lawsuit against Bravo. Andy Cohen has been named as a part of the lawsuit. NBC, along with some others, okay? And the complaints, if you've been paying attention, have been coming out for many, many years. But we are talking about a huge network, and sometimes that voice can get drowned out, especially if you're, like on one for one season and, nobody hears from you again. You're enjoying the show. You don't pay attention. I think a lot of attention was brought to the situation when Nene came and said, "Hey, listen, I have seen some crazy shit at this at Bravo, and I'm going to talk about it. I don't think I've been treated fairly. I think that they cut my episodes on purpose. They cut my money on purpose. But while they're saying all that, you also have a large part of the cast. Sometimes when you file agreements, you have a large part of the cast that isn't on your side. So when you're saying these things happen to me, and then there's other members of the people of the cast that you worked on who says it never happened to me. I don't know what they're talking about. It never happened to me. Okay. Or, whatever happened to you, you brought it on yourself, or maybe I just don't like you enough to give a shit. Okay. That happens quite a bit too, right? Let's see. Courtney said, let's get into it. How Andy ran amok for years. Nene is vindicated. Well, not so fast, Courtney, child. We're going to talk about all the stuff that happened first. I'm going to tell y'all the latest news. This literally just dropped. Okay. But everybody has been, basically, there's a lot of people who have said, listen, I've seen some things. Me personally, I've seen some things that I've always been like, that doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right. I don't like it. And I don't work there. This is just shit that I've seen on What Happens Live, on the reunions when he's talking to certain people. And he's very, very tone deaf to some of those bigger conversations. Okay. When it comes to gay right issues or anything that may be happening against, his culture, I believe he's Jewish. He's quick to give the mazel tov of the day, okay? The mazel of the day. So he's familiar with that, but he's not always familiar with the other minority groups that may be getting hit just as hard, like Black women, for instance, or Black community or culture. He's not as quick to say, I acknowledge or I understand. He'll sit there kind of clueless, in the face. He can make some expressions that says he doesn't know what you're talking about. I'm not so sure if that's true either. You know what I'm saying? I know that there are a lot of Black men who've come out and said that they've dated Andy, so he should be schooled in some ways, right? Especially since, let's face it, I don't care. Black women built the Bravo platform, okay? They have a lot of shows over there, but the shows that built that platform look like me. The shows that had that platform with staying power and brought people from all over the world, not just the country, look like me, okay? Black and brown people. So, because of that, some people have called it out, some people not so much, but some people have called it out. And then others, because, people are afraid. Sometimes people are afraid that their paychecks may go away. They may not say anything. They want to ride the wheels and, ride the ride until the wheels fall off. That's how it works. So this is what I want to say to y'all. First off, because this happens quite a bit. If y'all have never heard of the Woolworths counter, please Google it, read about it, research it. When it comes to protests, we should know how to do it better than anybody on the planet. What happened with the civil rights movement, what happens with protesting, we should know it. It's embarrassing that we don't. You feel me? And I'm not even joking. I sometimes I cringe because I'm like, damn, what is happening here? And sometimes it just goes way too far ahead. But when it comes to protesting, you need to know what you want. You need to have a person that is considered that point person for the voices, for the masses. You need one person that's the point person that's bringing whatever those grievances are. And you need people that's going to back you up, people that went through it and said, you know what, I'm going to back you up on this. Okay. Similar to what we saw, like I said, the Woolworths lunch counter. And if you've ever had an opportunity, if you haven't gone, if you have the opportunity to go to the Civil Rights Museum in Atlanta and actually sit at the lunch counter. They have an art piece, an art exhibit where you can sit at the lunch counter. They put on these headphones. You can hear the actual voices of men and women screaming at the Black people who were trying to just get served, just be treated fair. And you're sitting in this chair and you can feel your chair move because people are kicking the chair, people are kicking the countertop, they're calling you every name in the book. People actually who were a part of that civil rights movement, they actually trained for that. There's all types of literature that explains the movement, but people trained to sit there. Like they were like, this is what you need to do so that you don't become, ignorant and abrasive and offend the very people you're trying to make change with. So all of those things. So when you're serious about something, you want to research it and do what's right. You want to do what's best for all. What you never want to do is burn the entire platform down. So in the same way, even though we should have, sometimes people are looking back at history and say, you know what, why didn't we do this? Why were we just fighting for separate or for equal rights? Why didn't we burn this motherfucker down? Okay. I'm just saying, those are questions too, right? Those are questions true too. Malcolm X used to have that philosophy, an eye for an eye. And then he went and did a tour, a pilgrimage, if I'm saying that correctly, and then came back and said, you know what, we're doing this wrong. I want to change how my efforts, right? But we need to figure it out. We need to figure out how to make change for us where we don't burn everything down. And listen, Courtney, that's what I'm trying to talk about. She said, we don't always stick together. This is a conversation that I always see on social media. Black people don't stick together. And then we'll say, well, this group of people stick together. This group of people stick together. I don't think those groups like the bad things that happen within their group either. But what they learn to do, what they know how to do that we haven't learned yet, is that you don't burn it down. That's when you have your group, you go in, you negotiate your terms. Because once you tear a platform down, it could be years, it could be decades before that platform comes back, before someone else has the guts to bring it back, right? Because if it didn't work the first time, why would it work again? And also, you want to show that you did something that worked. So if you do protest, you want to show that it worked. That way, everybody else that's doing wrong can say, this is what happened over there. So we already have an example. This is how we need to run it over here. Okay. Let's see, shut in at Woolworth because we weren't served. They sat quietly for hours. They may have sat quietly for hours, but they were threatened. They were called names, nasty names. They were pushed, shoved. Literally, we just get a glimpse. Like I said, if you ever go to the Civil Rights Museum, they actually have an interactive exhibit where you get to sit your bottom on a chair, put on headphones, close your eyes, and be transported to a period of time where things were happening to people that thought about the people behind them. They didn't knock the ladder down so that the people behind them or at the bottom couldn't climb up it. Okay? What they did was they said, I understand that this is my life right now, no matter what. And I'm going to change things so that my children and my children's children and those after them can have that opportunity. Never tear down the opportunity. You make change within it. Okay. So I'm saying all of that to say, let me see some more of your comments first. My apologies. Parents have to teach their children our history. Facts. I drilled it into mine as I was poured into me. I also I've watched documentaries. Me too. History was very important in my family. I told y'all that already the other day. In my family, people had very open and honest conversations in front of all the children, no matter what your age was. And if you said something that was incorrect, somebody told you the correct answer. They told you where to find it. You read about it. You knew about it. There was under no circumstances could you go out and misrepresent. Okay. Andy doesn't like Black anything. I doubt if he did. Oh, he has, honey bunny. He has. That's his preference. Let's see. Come on in, everybody. Thank you. 328 of you are watching right now. Go ahead and hit that like button, please. I'm not trying to give you a history lesson. I'm just saying we are asking for change. So how do we get that change and then make sure that we keep that opportunity available for people on the platform and anybody who's coming up behind them? They have a united front in public, right? We go after each other. Correct, girl. That is my point. You get it. We have to learn that when these things go down and we don't like something, you don't tear it down. You don't tear it down, okay? What you do is you go to the powers that be with your list and you keep asking for those changes. You ask to be a voice at the table. You make room for the next generation and the generation after that. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. And like I said, we should know this better than anybody. We created the blueprint. There are countries, continents that literally study what we can't figure out right now. And our ancestors, our families have lived it. It's shameful. It's shameful for real. Okay. Keep coming in. Everybody, 337 of you are watching right now. Make sure that you hit the like button on your way in, please, and thank you. Let me make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Sometimes y'all like to play me. Okay. Let me make sure that these numbers are where they're supposed to be. I'm going to have to pull a who knew over here. I'm not saying anything else until y'all hit the damn like button. That's what she does. Okay. I'll wait. I got time. Hit the like button. 336 are watching. 153 have hit the like button. So I need more people to come out of the woods, out of the mountains, whatever, out of the sky and hit it. Okay. Let's see. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, I said all that to say these conversations about Andy Cohen has been happening for a minute. For the last 2 days anyway, because it would have been happening behind the scenes, right? We haven't had an honest internal conversation in our community about how we're set up to be divided and decide to stop it. Well, there's a lot of factors around that, but we can't be a part of our own erasure. Let's put it that way. We can't be a part of erasing ourselves because there's so many you know, bodies that is doing that already, like in Florida and the history and all of these things, tearing, literally ripping it out of the schools. We're not teaching this anymore. It never happened. That's not true. There is a huge discrepancy in this country. We have to acknowledge it. And if we don't acknowledge it amongst each other and do what's right for us, then it will always be that way. When these platforms happen, we have to understand that this is a one-time deal, okay? Because it's not many, it's one most of the time. And then you got to work within that one to make corrections to whatever the problems are. I'm not saying there is no problems. I'm saying correct it. Don't tear it down. Tearing it down and leaving us with nothing doesn't help us either. Thank you, Linda Gamble. Thank you guys for keep liking that, hitting that like button, okay? Um, Rose said, I always hit the like button. I appreciate you, Rose. Keep hitting the like button. So, anyway, the conversation about Andy Cohen going away has been happening for the last 2 days, y'all. Let's see if I have the picture to show you. Has been happening for the last 2 days on various platforms. And we all know that there's a class action lawsuit that is happening, like I said, against Bravo. Andy Cohen has been named in some things for SA. There, apparently, some of these people who are accusing him of that, I know at least one, said that she actually has video of him propositioning her, him and a partner. And there's just been a lot of nasty things. But what Bravo actually has in place is a agreement where they have to come to the table and mediate first, not take it to court. They mediate first, see if they can come to a resolution. This is I guess, a figure very early on. Listen, reality TV is going to be one of those things where someone may, get hurt. And so we would like to mediate. We'd like to go over whatever your grievances are and make decisions about whether or not we can handle it before going to court. So we haven't heard a whole lot about any type of court case because they have been forced to go into mediation. And Nene Leakes, she's, shared as much as she could publicly about it. She had a case that went into mediation. They decided to walk away, but she could come back at any time, I believe, without prejudice. Okay. And so what people have been saying is that Andy Cohen, because of these new allegations against him, that he was, basically forced to negotiate and pull out of Bravo. And my first thought was, well, damn, I would expect that because, you want to keep the machine going, even if the face of that machine doesn't work for the company anymore. The shows are there. The shows are making money, all of these things. So we're just going to secretly negotiate. Now, this story has come out. Maybe it's a public situation now, but we would have secretly negotiated, allow him to step down and resign, correct? Maybe Bravo or NBC will put out a really cute statement about how wonderful it was to work with him for so many years. But at this time, they've decided to, part ways and they wish him the very, very, very best. All of the things, right? And, it would be in the news cycle for about 3, 4, maybe a week, right? Many days. And then it would go away. And then everything else will be business as usual. Business as usual. However, okay, and that was my point. Someone's pointing it out. However, it has since come out that Andy Cohen ain't going no damn where. Okay, so just like I said the other day when you guys were on my live, I said that Bravo is standing beside him. And they still are. Andy Cohen said he is not going anywhere. Just last November, November 2023, when some of this mess was coming out about Andy Cohen, he had already made a statement where he said he wasn't going anywhere. Okay, let me read the statement to you. He said, I will not be taking a final bow from Bravo anytime soon. He's 55 years old. He said that he serves as the executive producer of the Real Housewives franchise, along with What's Happening Live, or excuse me, Watch What Happens Live. And he told E exclusively that he had no immediate plans to retire. In fact, he said he believes that he will be with the network for so long, he would have overstayed his damn welcome. He said under no circumstances is he leaving on anybody's terms except his own. Okay, so he will not be pushed out. Bravo stood beside him then when all of this stuff started coming out, because y'all remember it started coming out, the lawsuits and all that stuff last summer. Okay, last summer. In November, he said, you're gonna have to take me up out of here kicking and screaming, because under no damn circumstances will I leave it. And with all of the reports that came out today, including let's see, let me move this down, excuse me. Including, I think it was In Touch magazine right here, who said it looks like Real Housewives head honcho Andy Cohen can't stand the heat. Oops, can't stand the heat. And that he was negotiating a departure package. Y'all know they have people over there at TMZ. TMZ can get that information out there lickety split, okay, really quickly. They said that it's a BS bullshit ass lie. Andy Cohen is not leaving Bravo despite reports claiming that he is negotiating a package amid legal troubles. They said it's absolutely false, not true. They said that reps of Bravo calls bullshit on the rumors. The reps of Bravo calls bullshit on the rumors, okay? So just so that people know, they said sources with direct knowledge also tells us that the report that cited anonymous sources to run off with this headline was so off base and so inaccurate, they are completely unsure how it even got there. Isn't Andy being sued? Correct. So Andy's being sued, Bravo's being sued, and some other affiliates like NBC, things like that. So they're all being sued, right? I think it was Brandy Glanville and some others. And most recently, what is this young lady's name? I think her name is McSweeney. McSweeney was the one who said that he created a toxic work environment, preyed on her alcohol abuse issues, and also said that she had saw him using the white powder in certain rooms, as well as other exploits. Just an FYI, okay? So I thought that this was Leah McSweeney. Thank you, Team Nicole. Leah McSweeney is the one who came out. That was the latest accusation where she said, listen, they've exploited me and my abuse issues forever. And I am suing. And she had said she had, I think, an actual video of Andy doing X, Y, and Z, allegedly. Okay. But as of right now, he's not going anywhere. He's going to have to roll out of there kicking and screaming. Like I said, he is supported by the network every step of the way. He is still the head dog. Okay. He is still the head dog. And for everybody who is saying, let's see how this works. Like, how can we push CK off the platform? See how you can correct whatever the wrongs are. I wouldn't doubt if, Carlos circulated the rumors. Hey, everybody, come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Become a subscriber if you haven't already. And yeah, become a member too. Thank you for everyone who became a member over the last couple of days, okay? We'll be holding a members live very, 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 very soon. But yeah, I wanted to know what your thoughts were about it. Because we have, like I said, we out of everybody on the planet should know how to protest better than anybody on the planet. And we do not. We fall short in the protesting department. It's like what happened with our grandparents, our great grandparents, great great grandparents, meant nothing at all. Damn. Let's see. Andy is making too much money on Bravo Network. He's not going anywhere. Well, even if he was going somewhere, what would never happen is Bravo's not going to tear down the machine. Okay. Andy can go, but the machine stays. Okay. So come on in. I'm looking for your thoughts, child. What y'all got to say about this? They said no, no, no. Let's see. Hit that like button. Absolutely hit the like button. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you. Be respectful. I haven't seen anything, but thank you for acknowledging that, Nola. We want to stay respectful in the chat. Let me know if anybody needs to be kicked out the chat. That's cool too. Okay. You won't destroy my platform with the nonsense. I will definitely cut off the gang green. Okay. So come on in. Come on in. Nobody has anything to say about this? Keep hitting that like button, y'all. 283, 517. There's a huge discrepancy with the likes. I want to know what your feelings are about this. A lot of people said that they like Andy Cohen, that, they don't necessarily believe what's going on with the lawsuit. The lawsuit is a class action lawsuit. Hundreds of people are involved. Nene Leakes actually said she was not going to throw her hat in the ring, even though she has, attempted to do her own thing. She said she was just going to stand back and let it be for now. But yeah. I think that's pretty interesting. This story, like I said to you guys before, has been running rampant for a minute, for the last 48 hours anyway. Rose said, I like Andy Cohen, okay? She said, I don't see a problem with him at all. At all. Okay. Well, just so you know, it's still, the rumors are out there. It is not true so far, or at least there's conflicting stories about it. TMZ seems to be, they lead with the news. So I'm going to believe TMZ at the moment. Miss Jones says she likes Andy Cohen too. She likes him too. So she said, I don't care what y'all say, bump that. Okay. Well, let's talk about somebody else, and I'll let y'all sit on it. I'll let y'all sit on it, and y'all can tell me what your thoughts are. If you have any advice for what protesting should look like, especially against platforms like this, to make sure that voices are heard and that people get done what they need done, y'all should be, in the chat talking about it. I've heard younger people ask, where has all the protesting Black back in the day gotten us? Well, it's gotten them an opportunity to ask that damn question. That's what I think. What happened back in the day, again, if you know your history, you would know that you are much freer than what used to be, okay? It doesn't mean that we still don't have fighting to do. And it's just not, again, it's not us in the United States. It's all over the globe, but we just have to figure out how to do it in a way that keeps our elevation, keeps us going up, and where we don't, kick the table or knock the table over or knock the ladder down so that the people behind us have to figure it out all over again. We keep letting years go by before we get to a new platform. So Bethany Frankel did not sue a soul. Bethany Frankel simply exposed some things. She didn't sue anybody. But when she started talking, other people got involved, and that's when the lawsuit started. But Bethany Frankel made her multi-millions, and she is sitting right now on the top of a mountain somewhere on her hill. If y'all remember, Nene Leakes said when she went over to Bethany Frankel's house, she said they had a car come for me to the airport, come get me at the airport. She said, when they pulled onto the property, she said, I was speechless. I couldn't speak. She said, me and Bethany Frankel started at the same time, and look at everything she has. And she compared it with what she has. She said, I thought I was living good. She said, this lady had a property with 5 homes on it. Okay, when she pulled up, she had her main house and she had another house where people film in. And she said there was orchard trees and apple trees and all kinds of things all over the place. She is rich beyond compare. Okay. And she's also the one who had the Bethany Frankel clause. Bravo made everyone sign a clause that said they would give a percentage of any business that they started if you were a talent on one of their shows. And after that, Bethany Frankel said, I wasn't making shit. I didn't have anything. And I think she said she was making maybe 1,300 an episode. And then all of a sudden she figured something out. She decided to do a skinny margarita or whatever liquor line that she had. And she made so much money, it was crazy. But what she did do was say, you're not getting a part of it. She said she started redlining or blacking out some of those things, handed it back to handed it back to Bravo. Bravo wanted her, so they moved along with it, not realizing how much money she was actually going to make. Let's see. Past protests dismantled Jim Crow, launched affirmative action, etc. There's a lot of things that happened. I just said that we do not know our history. We don't know how to protest in a way that get us what we want without tearing the whole thing down. We have to stop burning down our communities. We're not Watts, right? We got to stop burning down the community and protest in a way that's healthy and keeps things intact. We're just changing the people or the systems there so that the people can continue in their community. The people behind them can continue in their community. That's all I'm saying. Bethany has house within a house. Yep. Bethany is richity rich, rich, rich. Some people knew how to use a platform properly. And if you are going to come on this platform, I would say Bethany Frankel would be my standard, right? I would want to do a Bethany Frankel anytime if this was something you're interested in. Let me see what Bethany Frankel did for herself and let me do that, right? If you're coming onto the Bravo platform. Didn't Bethany invest her money? Well, you have to research that. From what I'm understanding, she had the Skinny Girl Margarita line and then she sold it, and she sold it for a mint. That's how I understood it. But she lives amazing. And like I said, she didn't sue anybody. She just said, now's the time for me to talk about it. And she talked about it. She exposed things, and other people was like, well, shit, that happened to me too. And that's crazy. And now we're going to sue. That's what happened. It's Skinny Vodka. Yep. Skinny. I think it's Skinny Girl, but you could be right. I may be saying that wrong. CK can hang up his hat. He will not be getting a Bravo job. Well, hell, nobody will have a job in a minute is what it looks like. That's what I'm asking. I'm saying, is there another way to do this so that we can keep the people that's coming behind us? That's how I was taught. Every job that I was in, I remember a Black manager sat me down and said, when you get this job over here, because they knew I was leaving, when you get this job over here, your job as the only person that looks like you there is to make sure that more of us are over there. Which I already knew. I was taught that anyway, but that's how people talk to me. When I told y'all that Candace had made that statement saying it's very easy for me to have these conversations about race and colorism and other things, I never felt offended. I thought that was my job. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I won't say it's not. I just truly believe that with everything inside of me. I believe that with everything inside of me, but I don't know if everybody else does. Protesting by withholding our dollars would have a great effect if we boycotted companies, products, locations, etc. en masse. And not just that, CC, what you really want to do is know what the hell you're asking for and make sure everybody's on the same page. Because one person could be saying something that's absolutely accurate and perfect and catches the ear of someone, but if 20 other people come behind them and say something opposite of that, and they're doing something else to tear it down, it does not help us either. Let's see. It was Skinny Girl. Misleading title. Well, I'm so sorry. Let me get you off of here. That way I don't waste your time. Okay. Sometimes you guys are just, let's see. Charlene. Okay. I'd hate when you guys come over and you feel like you've been taken advantage of. This is YouTube. My job is to bring you in and have a conversation with you. And if you don't like what I say, you can leave. You don't have to stay. So now you can watch and not be in the comments. How about that? I'm not playing with you anymore. I'm tired. I get tired too, goddamn. I know you think I'm nice, but listen, some of y'all can really push buttons. Anywho, let's go on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Nothing. A title is a title. This is a show. I'm bringing you a title. If you're smart, you get it. And if I'm going over your head and it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. Either way works for me. Okay. Let's talk real quick about Marceau because you guys, he actually was showing pictures today and yesterday. Actually, he put up a video saying that he was humbled by his property. You know, that property everyone is calling Bedrock. He said that he was humbled because he thought, I shouldn't even say that he thought. One second, let me make sure I get this post up. He said that he was humbled because he expected to be further along in leveling that property. And he said 2 or 3 years later, they finally got there. So he actually ended up posting a picture of the property being leveled today. And I know that there's still a lot of conversations out there about Marceau. Here we go. About Marceau. Him and Tisha doing some bad loans or maybe not being on the up and up. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've been asking people all day to explain it to me because right now what he's showing is that he was able to get his property leveled. So he said this used to be a mountain and now it's all flat land. And I guess he is insinuating that he's going to move forward with building the property. There's been a couple of people in the Facebook group that I run, DRRT, you see it there, that's saying that maybe they're using the money to build the house finally. But with all that being said, there's still like a bunch of rumors that is going on about everything else. I don't know if it's true or false. I'm just saying to y'all that I'm keeping an eye on it because I want to see what happens next. With so many people talking about, scams and frauds and things like that, we're watching a whole lot of stuff that's happening right now on television and in the public eye. And it's very much giving, I don't know, is it called Club 51? Is that what it was called? What was the club called back in the day when the IRS was was watching TV and the guy was like, Club 57, Club something. Y'all tell me what that was. It was before my time. But they ended up busting everybody because this guy did an interview with one of those talk shows. So I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, I want to see what happens next. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I want y'all to keep an eye on it too. Let's see. Hey, Diana in chat, I'm 68-year-old Black woman and I lived through it. Oh, okay, Cecilia. You're the type of person, honestly, we should be talking to anybody that's lived through it because there's things that people who lived through that time after, those assassinations happened, it silenced people. They did not pass things on to us. So what we know is from history books. And I say all the time, we really have to know our history so that we can do this right. But in this country, we should know how to damn it protest. We should know how to get what we want. Period, in my opinion. But I wanted to show that Marceau someone actually said, "Hi there, handsome. May I ask what is the problem that the rain is stunning the growth of you?" Whatever the hell that means. But he said that everything is flat. Everything flat used to be a mountain. So I guess he is showing that it is full steam ahead on getting the property built next. And he is feeling pretty good about it. Him and Tisha are showing themselves clicking champagne glasses. Tisha wrote a little love message to Marceau earlier this morning. She showed herself kissing Marceau in the mouth for Pete's sake. Okay? Now I sound like Evelyn Braxton. But she was showing herself having a good old time with Marceau. And she said, I am happy that I picked you as a partner to live this life with. Okay? To live out this part of my life with. So just an FYI for everything that seems like it's going on, I just want us to get all the stories around this, because right now, these two seem to be in a place that's saying they're okay. Here you go. Tisha said, I love doing life with you, my homie lover friend at Marceau, last minute date night to see one of my favorites. So they appear to be in a good place despite all the little crazy, nasty rumors that were out there. They appear to be in a good place. Let's see what you have to say, Miss Bad Apple. What makes a network think they deserve a percentage of someone's business revenue when they barely want to pay them a salary? The audacity. Yeah, you everything you said. Okay. Again, I don't know, from what I'm understanding, and I'm not even joking, I believe that clause is still in place for Bravo. That's the only time I've ever heard it applied, was at Bravo, and that is because I heard of the Bethany Frankel clause. However, what Bethany Frankel said is that after she did it, everybody beneath her and on other platforms, whether it was VH1, MTV, wherever, they all started saying, no, I'm instating the Bethany Frankel clause. And that's what I mean by not burning down things, because you want to keep the history of stuff so that you don't have to keep making the same damn mistake. Let's see. I've been stopped watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. I only listen to the content creators. I just stopped supporting anything CK brings to TV anymore, but I do support Mel and her products. He is so gross. I guess they're getting ready for those show checks to come in. I'm assuming you're talking about Marceau. I just want to know how all of these loans were approved. Jacqueline, me too. I said the same thing, child. I was like, listen, I don't know what bank y'all go to. You buy a house, they tell you exactly what you can afford. Okay. Even if you feel like you can afford more, they tell you, well, you're only going to get this much of our money, and that's it. Okay. Sorry about that. But we want to see what happens next. Okay. That's all I'm saying. I saw that video of Tisha and Marceau. It looked like a cringe and uncomfortable moment to me. But if they like it, that's right. If they like it, you have no choice but to just keep moving past it. Okay. Thank you, Linda Gamble, for pointing this out. 403 of you are hitting that like button. 605 happen to be in the chat. So go on ahead and hit the like button, everybody. Let's see. So anywho, I'm asking questions. Nobody's sharing anything. I wonder whose names are on the loans. It's their names. From what I was able to see when people were posting them, they posted the documents with their signatures, which I was shocked. I didn't know that you could do that. I thought you were supposed to, what does it call it, retract some of that stuff, but it didn't appear to be retracted. So I don't know. I wouldn't want anybody to know what my signature looked like, child. Let's see. So we want to make sure that that's what I saw. It could be changed by now, but we really want to redact it. Thank you, girl. All right. You really want to make sure that you don't have some of that stuff showing, but I thought they showed every damn thing. Anywho, this is where they are now. They appear to be putting it on. Well, the reason why they're reporting that it's untrue is because these people are friends, and they said what the stories that's going out there is an absolute lie. I'm believing TMZ at the moment. I'm believing TMZ. I don't think that is the case. I think that Bravo is holding on to Andy Cohen. Yes, ma'am. Studio 54. So sorry, girl. You know what? Sometimes I come on here and I'll be like talking fast. I don't always remember. But Studio 54, the owner of Studio 54, came onto a talk show and said that he didn't pay his taxes. And there was an IRS guy watching the show. This club had been operating for years, doing its thing. And then the IRS guy is sitting there laughing like, okay, mofo, we got you. And he just came and tore the whole shit down. Yes, it was Studio 54. So when you want to hide in plain sight, like, people are suggesting he is, um, I'm laughing personally. I think it's going to be funny. If the loans are business loans, vice personal versus personal, they could be using her status. But for $1 million, though, I mean, what's the cap? Apparently, people are saying that it was a back-to-back loan, like this one in January, this one in March. So I don't know. The Scotts might have gone to the Trump School of Business. I can't. This is crazy. How are these two getting loans? I agree. I just want to know. I'm just curious, child. If you're gonna put the whole story out there, I need everything. My mind makes me think of every damn thing. I want to know. I know that those the PPP loans, I know how that happened. I know how people were getting caught up in asking for money, and now they're all getting taken. And I believe just last year, Joe Biden signed some sort of bill that said they're going to continue to go after anyone who misused the PPP loan or got money in that PPP loan for the next 10 years. So people still could go to jail for that. Okay. People are still being arrested. I saw someone just yesterday on social media that they said they had millions in PPP loans, and they were husband and wife that got caught and was sentenced yesterday. Thank you, Linda Gamble. 449, 599. Okay. We like 443. I'd like for you guys to keep hitting that like button, okay? And then, yeah, there is also rumors out there that there was a new car purchase and the whole nine. What happens in the dark will come to light always, but sometimes you can it can take, decades or centuries to come to light. So that's why I'm saying we have to pay attention. If we're talking, let's figure it out. He makes too much money for Bravo. You don't think that Andy Cohen's replaceable? Everybody is replaceable. Always remember that. Everybody's replaceable. He does make the money, but what I'm saying to you is if they had to remove Andy Cohen, they remove Andy Cohen. They don't break down the machine. The machine stays. The table stays. Okay? Those shows stays. So let's see. Could they have settled on the lawsuits and using the loans to complete the building? I don't know. I don't know. That I am not familiar with, but I am keeping my eye on it because I'm just kind of curious. I'm more so curious now of how they got them than anything else, since there's a lot of conversation about them, having so much risk and having a large financial judgment against them. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody. Why aren't they going after companies that receive PPP loans and laid off workers instead of paying them? I know too. I know several as well. Listen, you're asking all the right questions. That's why we need to be keeping our eyes on everybody. Okay. Like I said, I will put stuff into my Facebook group all the time, just saying, listen, we need to be paying attention to the whole kit and caboodle, not just what happens on reality TV. But yeah, anyway, that's their story. Now let's talk about Melody Sheree real quick, because y'all, she had put out a post. Well, y'all already know. Some of you may know. They have actually, I think it's May 4th, Saturday, May 4th will be the first episode of the new season. I believe it should be season 7. However, on the platform that I watch, Love and Marriage Huntsville, I think they're currently saying that they're in season 7. So I want to know what is going to happen, what's going down. Okay. But right now, y'all, sorry about that. My computer was going dead a little bit. I've got to do some investigating. Baby, all of us need to be doing some investigating. Not being ugly, but please help me understand why the like button should be hit at the start of the live, not once it's been determined if you really like the subject or not. Someone please help. Well, you can hit the dislike button if you'd like, Crystal. It doesn't matter. what happens for me when you hit the like button, and if you are a subscriber, whether you like my content or not, this is actually a job for me. So I'm bringing you guys content, I'm bringing you information, and hopefully food for thought, because that's really what I try to do when I come on my platform. I'm not trying to regurgitate what everybody else is saying. I'm trying to help you think about things and come to your own decisions and conclusions. Because sometimes there's a lot of people that talk about the same subject ad nauseum, and it can be a little redundant and just, make you feel like you have to only think or do things one way. So in a sense, a brainwashing. So what I try to do is bring information that maybe people aren't saying. And if you are so inclined, hit the like button. And you can be, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can hit the dislike button. It doesn't matter. However, that is why I'm asking, because this is how YouTube pays me. When they know that people are watching my content and they are reacting to my content, then they will keep that content out there for others. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Literally, I scour information all day. All of us do. We scour information all day. We're reading things online. We're trying to bring information to the platform that people can use. Right now, no one reads newspapers. We barely read books, whether it is a new book or something in the past. And we don't watch the news on TV, not even local news. People are getting their information from YouTubers or, social media. So, yeah. In the same way you hit the like button for anything you read on social media, you hit the like button, okay? Um, my question is, why are they posting about what they are doing? I don't understand. Millionaires don't have to publish what they're doing now or how they spend their money. My guess would be because there's so many conversations about what they don't have that they feel the need to um, have conversations about it. That would be my guess. Tisha made this post a little earlier today. Let me show you what she said. She said, and from what I'm understanding, this is a repost, but this came from Tisha's page. She said, y'all be thinking y'all got the tea on folks. Whole time, they just grown and doing what they want to do. And you messy, judgmental, and got no life. Okay. Then she put the little pointing finger emoji and the laughing emoji. So sometimes when people think that someone's gotten it wrong, they may, make a little post about it, whether people, you may not actually care, but the conversations are being had. I mean, they're all over the place. They're not just on YouTube. They are also on Facebook. They are on IG. So conversations are being had about them. Maybe they think that they're correct in their story. Who knows? 500 have hit the like button and 626. So keep hitting that like button, please. And thank you. I appreciate everybody who has joined me for the live show today. Thank you so much. Correct. A sign of politeness when you enter someone's home is to speak. You are absolutely 100% correct. I was always told by my grandmother, I don't care what the hell you have going on, you speak when you walk in the door. You always speak when you walk in the door. So same thing here. Go on ahead and just say hello to me. Hit the like button by saying hello. That's the best way to put it. I like that. That's better. Yes, Diana does a great job. That's why I often join her sessions. She's interesting, entertaining, content is accurate. I don't understand all the hostility, totally over my head. It was not meant to be hostile. I apologize if you felt it was hostile. I think that for me right now, Miss Crystal, is I've been getting a lot of interesting comments coming my way from different people, and I don't always know who to trust when I'm having these conversations. So you sound like you are one of the good ones, and I apologize to you for that. Whereas oftentimes I have people who wait until the 3 o'clock a.m., the 2 a.m. hour to leave really dirty messages to me. And again, some of you are familiar with this because y'all have come over to my channel or left me messages saying you have no idea what they're saying about you and blah, 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 blah. So I understand, and maybe it has me a little bit on edge, but my apologies. Typically, I am not a paranoid personality on the platform because I understand what this is. I understand what we're here to do, and I understand that everybody gets their turn. But I apologize if it came across hostile. It is because I've just had some interesting energies that were coming at me for the last couple of days or weeks. And I didn't know if you were one of those. Okay. So if you are saying you were just asking a genuine question, I apologize if it had any extra energy in it because you didn't deserve that. Let's see. And she could have been talking to y'all in the comments because I didn't know if I gave her any extra energy. But anywho, let's talk about Melody Sheree. We are talking about the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville that is coming up. And they actually put out a little description of the first episode, child. Let me get that up real fast, real fast, real fast. Now, I remember so many people asking, is Carlos King going to talk about the revenge P? Like that was pretty much an everyday occurrence, especially when it hit the season 6 reunion. I think a lot of people were very upset and felt like Carlos King could have brought it up because it was a conversation that had been had on social media since, I want to say, May of last year. So May of last year, that conversation was hot and heavy for pretty much every damn day of the week. And people have been asking, why haven't this conversation been brought up? Why haven't this conversation been had? Well, first episode of season 8. So we did skip a season. It should have been season 7 if it was season 6, A and B. It's being called season 8 on the Oprah Winfrey Network platform. And they said the fallout from Martell's arrest, y'all know he got arrested on an open warrant back in January, I think a couple of days before his birthday. It says that the fallout from Martell's arrest begins. So they're going to talk about that, with Melody increasing security around her home after hearing about the news. So that is going to be shown on television. Tisha finds out Destiny was betrayed by someone in her inner circle. We'll figure out who that is. And then Melody's event get crashed by unexpected guests. Is this going to be the Millimeters event? Because it can't be the vacation party or the vacation that happened at the end of the season. So I'm guessing the Millimeters are about to be a part of the first damn episode, y'all. If this is what I'm thinking, because when she said someone crashes her event, I'm just guessing. Can't say for sure, but I'm just guessing. What are you guys saying? Dyana Rozay, praying for you. It has definitely been a whirlwind in these YouTube streets. You don't bother anyone. You're right about that. I really don't. You don't bother anyone, so no one should be bothering you. Sending hugs and love. I appreciate it. I don't bother anyone. I tell y'all this all the time. We all do this from our homes. We don't get memos, and at least I don't, child. Maybe people do. I do not. I don't get memos about what to talk about, what not to talk about. I don't get memos on how to think. I don't get memos on any of that. So what I'm bringing to you here is from me. I search the internet and think of things to say or find things to talk to you guys about. I assume everyone else is doing the same, but if they're not, I don't care. I don't care about what anybody else says on their platform. YouTube only sends me a tax document for my platform, no one else's. So I assume that's how it worked with everybody, but we could be lying, child. Who knows? I believe it was a podcast. So me too. So y'all, I think that the first episode is going to be the podcast event that Stormy was at, correct? And I think we're going to see what happens there. But I know a lot of people have been asking, is the Millimeters going to show up on TV? I cannot wait to see how many of you is picked up, by the audience or the crowd. I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's great that they are starting it off with that first episode. I really do. So that's number one. Let's see what else y'all talking about. What event are they talking about? If the event was hosted by CK, it wasn't Melody's event. I think it's just because it was in her honor that they were bringing the event to Huntsville, and so many, of the Millimeters were there to hear Melody's story in person. Because the whole thing was Mel said, you can ask me any question you want. I will answer any question. I didn't get a whole lot of feedback from, I didn't get an opportunity to see everything on different people's channels. I'm assuming you guys are the ones that went to this Millimeter event or to the podcast event, had an opportunity to ask Mel direct questions. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Let's see. I think it was Stormy and Moses, Sunny and Moses. Okay. Did you think Sunny and Moses crashed it? I think it was the cast trip for the ladies when something happened. Well, this is going to be the first episode. So you think they're going to start it with the cast trip? It could be. They film things out of order from what I'm hearing all the time. But you may be right. Sunny and Moses was a special guest. Did anyone who went, do you believe that Melody did not, she wasn't aware that Stormy and Moses were in the back? Let me know. Let me know. 551 of you have hit the like button. 681 of you are watching right now. I appreciate it. Make sure everyone hits the like button. Say hello when you come in, okay? Say hello. That's how we're going to say it from this point forward. Say hello by hitting that like button. As Sunny and Moses didn't crash anything, they were invited. And I see how Stormy, and I now see why Stormy was invited so that she could report back to, to Destiny, the beginning of that storyline. Oh, I can't breathe. You guys make me laugh. That was coming from lies and more lies, okay? Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Destiny now. At the beginning, I wasn't, and I have had like people give me like different information about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Destiny had one of the hardest and I don't want to say seasons because really every one of her seasons was hard. She was just one of the hardest cast members to get into for me. For me, she's the hardest cast member to get into. So I would like to see if there has been any evolution in her storyline personally. It definitely wasn't a crash at all when Carlos invited them. Okay. So people are saying that Carlos knew, but it wasn't. You're saying maybe Melody knew. I don't know. I asked if anyone thought that Melody was unaware. I don't trust CK. I think that he might try to paint the millimeters in a bad light on the show. Not sure. Let's see how it rolls out. 100%. 100%. Here's the Prince of Peace. Hey, Prince of Peace. He has a new show. I'm giving him a shout out, or a new YouTube channel, giving him a shout out. So thank you for coming over, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to bring. He has a huge rollout coming, from what I understand. Justin Marie said Carlos thinks billions of people are slow or something. Billions, goddamn. How does Sunny Moses storm? Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. So we're going to see what happens with that. But a lot of the conversation that's been going around has been, why are they showing Melody and the security situation? It's probably a small event Melody hosted locally. Technically, the CK event was not Mel's. She was the headliner. That's correct. That's true. That's why I'm asking. Diana, you couldn't get into Destiny because she didn't give anything for you to get into. Not a damn thing. Thank you for putting me on the straight. For putting me on the straight when it comes to that. She sure didn't. She was so just unavailable, didn't give anybody any information ever, that she legitimately stopped other people from telling the stories they were supposed to tell. It was really disturbing. I really want to see what they got going to try, what they are going to try to do this time. I don't trust none of them. They're snakes. Well, this is supposed to be the season that we're going to get these secrets revealed. So I'm going to watch. I have been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have watched the repeat episodes at least, I feel like at least 4 times I've watched it. When I go back, I always see something new because so much information gets revealed in the aftermath of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a year or so or 2 years later, I will go back and watch it just to catch up because I really am like a super fan. I'm really connected to the show like that. So for me, I do want to see the show until it finishes. You know, I want to see where everybody ends up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I followed it. I want to continue to follow it. And a lot of people feel the same way. But let's see. I don't believe that Mel knew that Sonny was going to be there, that Moses or Sonny were going to be there. Oh, no, I don't believe Mel knew, but she definitely questioned the hell out of Moses and Sonny. Sonny is a firecracker and Moses is an opportunist. My personal opinion. Okay. Okay. Personal opinion. I did not go to the podcast event, so I am going to be watching this for the first time. I do follow Sonny and Moses on IG. I do believe, okay, that Miss Sunny is preggers. She does appear to be preggers. They had a video where they were on the beach and Moses was hugging her and just, they seemed very much in love. And then he lifted up her shirt so that you could see her belly. She had a little poot there on her belly. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of that because listen, Destiny talked more about Moses than anybody else on the show, more than her ex-husband, more than anybody. Just, always hashtag Destiny, hashtag Moses, hashtag, her baby. So it was a lot. It was a lot. She brought us into that world. And it was crazy to see it shook up in such a disrespectful way. In such a disrespectful way. Because from the outside looking in, for that to have been the producer that was assigned to you in the show and helping you with that storyline, I want to see what happens. Okay. Sonny said, listen, that's my boo. You guys aren't going to try to, taint this relationship. I got him fair and square and I want to hear her side of the story. I really do. I want to see if she talks more than Destiny. At least they can't say the word millimeter without paying Mel. It was smart of her to, but the domain name Chestnut Checkers. Okay. Chestnut Checkers. It was a podcast, and I think that we know what couple came during that at that point. Okay. So it looks like it's gonna kick off with a lot of people believe, as I do, that it's gonna kick off with the podcast event. Where we heard Melody, for people who have heard little bits and pieces. Melody did share a lot of some things at that podcast event. A lot of people were asking questions in the audience about her ex, as well as the ex's baby mama. And so we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. Okay. I'm looking forward to that as the first episode. But this is the other thing I want to say, because I know a lot of people have been feeling away. This is a storyline that people have been asking for a while. Like I said, since maybe not even storyline, but they've been looking for movement. Like, hey, we need Martell to be, held accountable for the mess that he did. So we want to see that. And Melody, letting everyone know that she had went down and put out a warrant. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. And even her saying, I didn't want to talk myself out of doing it, because she has children and she has a lot of things to think about. So her doing that speaks volumes about where she is in her life with this story. I do believe that she is over a lot of humps that people didn't think she was. So I think she's over a lot of humps. Okay. And I think that her pulling the trigger the way she did and saying, I'm tired, I'm done with this. You just can't keep coming at me. I'm having this nice life. I feel real good about me and where I am and where my children are. And then out of nowhere, I get hit with some bullshit that you got going on or your ex-girlfriend has going on. It's exhausting and it hurts my spirit. So I'm going to have to let you know that I am done with this. Okay. You may not be done with her, and you may feel like you can't do anything, but you're going to today. So her making that charge, filing that warrant, or getting a warrant, speaks volumes. And then there's also conversations out here right now that Martell has moved on. So maybe that was what he needed to get that bump, because you are playing games with your life and you are what, 41, 42 years old? Time is going to start passing you by. You got to get off your hands and start being a grown-up. Start being a real father. Because the one thing this show will always be for the rest of everybody's days is a real life, real time conversation that their kids can go back and look on at. Because all of this stuff that they're doing, the kids sense, they know, they remember, and they're going to go back to the show to say, this is what was happening during that time, even if you're not talking to them. Because I know that Martell feels like we shouldn't be having these conversations in front of the kids. The kids know whether you say it or not. Everybody, everybody who is an adult and grown today has been a kid, and you know what it feels like when your parents are trying to hide something from you, or your parents are going through things with each other. You know what that feels like. And you as a child, you invent ways to make it seem like you're clueless so that they can keep going. Will they share the Scott's Zen Garden case? Well, I didn't see that as a part of the number one description. Okay. But we will see. Okay. Cookie said that she's looking forward to this new season 2. Absolutely. I will watch. I can't help myself, to be honest. I'm not excited about this new season. You're not? Okay. I'm sorry. And I know that you were one of the people that went to the podcast. So I do hope that that people can feel differently as we go along. Come on, guys. It only takes a second to speak. Hit the button. Yep. Only takes a second to speak. Say hello to me when you come in here. Say hello. Hit that button. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate everybody for helping me get everybody to hit the button, okay? She did confirm that she is expecting. Okay, well, that's lovely. Lovely. I like to hear that our families are growing. I really do. Sunny loaned Sunny loaned that man to Destiny for a new storyline, child. Well, we about to see. Is that the secret they're gonna reveal? Hey, Tina Turner. I love your name, by the way. Let's see. Simone said Sunny going to the podcast wouldn't really be her crashing anything because her and Mel are in a good place. Okay. Well, we are to assume that it was possibly stormy, and that is how the season is going to start. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. And I want us to stay mindful, because sometimes we're not always, we'll fuss and fuss about it. But this is Melody's story. This is what's happening in her real life right now. She's waiting on court dates and the whole nine. So the fact that she was willing to bring us a story in pretty much, you know what I'm saying, real time, says a lot. That, I think that's hard. I think that's hard to do, because you're being criticized in real time, and then you have to take that energy into a courtroom. So Melody is real good at, hearing some of these things. Hopefully we can just keep it cute and not make it a whole big deal. But that's what she has going on right now. Sherelle's world is going off on today. She said that the Mellow meters are bullies and no one wants to work with Mel because of them. She said that the meters are a cult. Oh, well, child, that's hard. I think that Melody has a fan base that supports her. The people that's on my page are really, I say this all the time, people that come on my page, you guys are smart, you guys are adults, you know what it is. I love talking to not some of you, to all of you, but I do have some people who I don't consider millimeters. Let me say that up front. I do have some people that come over to my channel, and I'm not the only one. I'm sure this happens to everybody. People can get ignorant in the comments and say horrible things to you, and you just have to, take it in stride. Let's see. If they continue with the same OBS, they have made bullying Melody. I'm done. I'm not going to ever watch again. Okay. Well, I think this is what I think. I think that Melody is over some of the things that a lot of people haven't gotten over yet. I think that she is, let me say this. I said this before. Probably season 1, we saw happy-go-lucky Melody, but she didn't know where her marriage was going. Seasons 2 through 5, I will say that. Seasons 2 through 5, Melody was going through hell, like a personal hell, and you could tell. She was coming onto the screen. She wasn't her best, but she wasn't her best with everybody on set, the people, the castmates, but she was trying to give us good television at the same time. She was trying to speak in complete sentences, give us complete thoughts, let us know in real time what was going on with her. In season 6, she was completely herself, but better. Okay, herself, but better. She walked onto the screen and she was like, this is what happened. This is how I'm going to handle it. When Tisha, remember when she gave Tisha the toodaloo fingers? What's up, Tisha girl? Remember that? And Tisha was sitting there and she gave her a little bit of funkiness, and Melody went inside and she said to Kimmy, I don't know why I'm getting this, heat from Tisha, but she need to correct her shit, because if we're supposed to be working on moving forward, this is the energy I don't need from her. And Tisha had to come back and apologize. I don't know why Melody would think that, because that's what you did. Now apologize and make it right. Like, I like that. I like that we're seeing this part of it, and we need to move forward as well in the conversations, because that's not where they are. Any of them are anymore, I don't think, child. If somebody has backslided, we're gonna see. But there was that point when Marceau says to her, you filed bankruptcy and I don't respect you, your businesses, you throw things against the wall. And she let him know, what the hell is going on with you? I've been paying attention to the internet too, sir. And I have always been a businesswoman. I was a millionaire when you met me. Like, her having those conversations and not skipping a beat tells me that she's in a different place. Even her being able to laugh at Marceau when Marceau was doing some of his little silliness with others. Like, Melody had to lean back and get out a good chuckle. That says to me that she is okay. That she's okay. And she's giving it as good as she get it. So I'm actually watching and enjoying. I like Melody when she has a bone to pick. I like Melody when she's going, let somebody have it. I like the conversation she was having with Nell when she was talking about the businesses of Tisha and Marceau. That shit was good. That was good stuff. Okay. Good stuff. And then she had ended up posting this. Let me take this down. She ended up posting this, I believe, yesterday, where she said, your side of the story, this is actually a prayer from Real Talk Kim. She said, your side of the story doesn't matter. Life happened. It hurt. You healed, okay? But most importantly, you learned who deserved to sit at your table and who never sits there again. That's what you say when you realize, I've learned the lesson. I've learned the lesson. I don't have to keep repeating this or talking about it in the same way anymore. So I commend her for getting to the space she's in, for being able to still show up on this show. That's all commendable. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has had some shit happen to them on the internet. All of them coming back to the show at this point, child, because people get dragged. The streets, the social media streets are not safe. They're not safe. The storylines are tired. They play in our faces with BS. Okay. I think that what we're getting from Mel is a real story. That is her real journey. That's what's happening right now. Martell, I know a lot of people are trying to curious. I don't think they're going to film together, just based on another post that she had put out there where she said, never again will I be in the room with Martell. She didn't say his name, but it was heavily implied. Okay. So if she's never going to be in the room with him again, she's telling her story from her point of view. And I'm happy that she's getting it out there. And then Martell can tell his story from his point of view. And he's either going to tell the truth or he's going to lie. And if he lies, you know what happens? What always happens? Social media streets come marching in and hold him accountable or fill in them blanks. That's what happens with everybody when you know that they're not telling the truth with their storyline, not just on OWN, but Bravo and any other network that is airing reality TV. You think that Mel is more healed than some folks think? I think she's healed. I think that we saw a really different Melody, and I'm looking forward to seeing where she stands with this next group. I was listening to a content creator who does not review Love and Marriage Huntsville, and he told us that Carlos called him and asked if he would start reviewing the show and even the playing ground. That's what he said. Roz, I'm going to give you permission to put the name. Who is it? I want to know who it is. Because what's happening with this upcoming season is Carlos is going to be reviewing it. And then what he did with Love and Marriage DC for the season that is where the reunion is airing right now, is he brought all of the cast on to talk to Dustin. And the interviews were great. with Dustin. I think Carlos King took himself out of the mix because he's too close to these conversations with the cast, and really he shouldn't be having that. I would rather he just do it on his reunion. But having the conversation with Dustin is great. And I hope that all of them get a turn with him in the upcoming season. Or, we'll see. I would love to see who that person is. I hope it isn't Funky Dineva. That's just me. Not that I have anything against him. I just think that would not probably be the right way to go, because I know that he's said some things. I think people get put in a bunch like grapes. All millimeters aren't ugly, but some are mean. I got mistreated by a group that I thought I was okay with on YouTube, and they turned on me, and I love Mel. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Listen, I don't know what to say. We've been watching a lot of people go through some changes on YouTube for the last over a year. And I remember when there were moderators and a content creator, they were being accused of being the same person. And that was a time, child. I was watching. I knew that these people were different based on how one of the moderators used to write. She was so intelligent. She used to write like she was an actual author. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I do know that she would write like books on my page. And the content creator wrote the way she spoke. And she had she's from I don't know where she's from. Hell, I don't want to lie, but she had an accent. She wrote the way she spoke, and I was like, those people don't even write the same. But it didn't stop content creators from tearing people down and mixing people up, and we have to be careful about that. That is ugly. Let's see. I think that Mel has healed and moved on. I'm sick of the rest of the cast and the same old BS and being on the wrong side of right. Melody has outgrown the show, in my opinion. Giving you the real tea. Okay. I don't listen to his reviews. I got to admit. But I had no idea. Now I'm going to go and listen to one of them just to see what he does. Thank you, girl. He will be reviewing it with Heavenly so Heavenly can attack who he asked her to attack and praise, in my opinion, because Heavenly doesn't watch the show. I'm definitely going to watch it. I really feel some people do things in the name of the millimeters to sow disdain. It happens to all of us. People's emotions and feelings change day to night. Right. That's what we have to pay attention to. We can our feelings might be saying one thing, and we can tear people down with what we feel, and it may not be true, because it turned out that it was not true. But that attack went on for, it felt like some months, child. Okay. Will Clone be back with you? Yep, I'm gonna make her come on live with me to do that initial conversation. Don't waste your time. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. For someone who doesn't review the show and says they don't watch the show, so he sure has to say about Mel and her fans. She's just. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. So that's what it is for right now. Andy Cohen is the conversation that's coming out is that he's not going anywhere. This has come from actual sources at the network, and we will see. Yeah, and even if you feel like you can't support Carlos King, just remember the platform is there to help many, not one. If people can make their way on the platform and crush mountains into flatland and make themselves millionaires, let somebody come up behind them and do the same and ask for changes around that. There was a CC I watched last night who said that he was going to review but hasn't seen any episodes. Oh, well, that sucks. Just so y'all know, I have seen all of the episodes multiple times. I've talked about them multiple times, so I'm looking forward to the new episodes, and everybody on it, okay? Because I want to see where this evolution goes. I want to see where it takes all of these people, okay? We are able to attend better schools. We are able to attend better schools. That's it. That's all, y'all. So I've been on here for a while, about an hour and a half. I appreciate everybody for joining me and talking with me today. Okay. Let's see. I'm supporting no matter what. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking it out with me today. I hope y'all all hit that like button. Hit the like button before you leave, okay? Say hello to me before you leave. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've all been amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. And that's pretty much it. If anything else happens, I'll definitely jump back on and chit chat with y'all. The Supreme team. And we will do what we have to do. Let me just make sure I understand what Labrie is saying. We used to do jobs of cleaning for others, and now we have people cleaning for us. We do. We do. But we still understand our journey, right? We still understand the journey and that there's people who come up behind us. You leave the door open. That's the only way this works. And every other culture practices it except for us right now. So let's just keep it in mind. And with that being said, goodbye, everybody. Until the next time, see you guys later. And thank you to all the mods who came in to hang out with me today. Also, thank you for blessing the channel. Okay, anyone who donated or became a member, thank you for blessing the channel. I will talk to you all on the next one. Bye-bye.